collarbone, which artists I think make good use of and to make the body look complete somehow. And if you look at photographs, it's pretty rare that someone's collarbone stands out as much as artists like to draw it. There's just something about getting these lines in here that helps a drawing look complete. And so that's why you'll see people do that a lot. I'm going to go ahead and get the muscular pecs in here without trying to make him look like too much of a bodybuilder. Using this, I got the first box, the second box as a guideline. I'm finding that the bottom line of his pecs here is kind of coinciding just a little bit with this line, maybe a little higher. And he's turning to the side a bit. So the actual line in the middle of his chest is probably going to come in around here. And I'm going to go ahead and start to indicate the muscles of the arms. Now, a lot of people, a lot of artists who are better at anatomy than I am, they really know these muscles well. They can tell you the names of them and so forth. I'm not one of those artists, sadly. I just have a sense that it breaks into a muscle here at the top of the shoulder, and then sort of a second group of muscles over here, lower down. And then people tend to put in a line here to sort of indicate a shadow maybe beneath that muscle at the top. Go ahead and shade in a little bit more here. And again, since I'm making him so muscular, I think this first line here that I had done as my rough guideline for the chest is probably not going to be big enough. I'm going to pull it back to make his chest look bigger and stronger. And then this one over here, maybe closer to where I really needed it to be to begin with, the lower part of the rib cage. Like I said, he's turning away from us, so this whole thing is kind of off to one side here. I'm going to just lightly indicate a rib cage. And maybe also get that second muscle going down here on the arm. And then I'm probably going to move the camera now and start focusing on other parts lower down the body. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do the two arms here. This is, you could spend a whole video on arms alone, so I'm not going to maybe get into that too much, but let's just say for now that there's a sort of a elongated triangular feeling coming down here on the forearms. And the way I'm going to do a very simplified version of a clenched fist here, creating a kind of a wide angle here for where the thumb is. And then this is kind of a nifty trick that I see people do a lot. They give the pointer finger knuckle extra emphasis, and then all the other knuckles can maybe just come back as a simple line. Then sort of indicating the finger curved in on itself or bent in on itself, and I'm just going to draw a little bit of the thumb. Again, is this anatomically perfect? Probably not, but let's hope that it's good enough for the purposes of this video. And let's go move over now to this arm over here, kind of repeating what we've done over there. In a way, it sort of breaks into two parts. There's a more muscular area here at the top of the forearm, and then coming down to a narrower section at the wrist. This fist is going to be maybe a little more complicated. Hopefully I won't completely blow it. Get a kind of a ball here at the bottom of the fist. Try to get a thumb that's coming in to hold the fingers in place, for a good punch. And then you got the four fingers of the clenched fist coming in. I talk about how they fan out. In this case, they're sort of fanning in, maybe, to give you the sense of a clenched fist. Again, my apologies for not being the world's best anatomy guy if I'm getting this stuff wrong or it looks weird. That's because normally I would be erasing and starting over again and correcting things and so forth. But maybe that's enough for that part right now. Let's move on to the next part of the body. Okay, now drawing the thighs is maybe one of the easier parts of doing a drawing like this, so long as you get the width of it right. I'm trying to make this guy look strong, so I'm going to give him fairly wide, muscular thighs. I'm starting to look at this and feel that it wasn't wide enough to begin with, maybe, this first leg that I drew along the center line, so I'm going to widen it out a little. Hopefully it's not too late to do that. But I am sticking fairly close to where I said the knees were going to be, somewhere around the middle to the bottom of this fifth box. And then we can start to move on to the feet. In fact, I think I might just jump down to that and then connect them with the lower legs. People have requested a video about feet, and I think I will do that for sure in an upcoming video. For now, let's just say that the foot in this position has a very triangular kind of a feeling to it. And I'm still using these guidelines here as a sense of how big the foot should be. It certainly should not be breaking out of this first of this line over here. Otherwise, you're going to have too long of a foot. I'm trying to maybe retroactively thicken up the leg here, make it a little thicker than what I originally was going to do, just to make him look stronger. And then let's go ahead and, like I said, do the foot first at the bottom. This is just my preference. Everyone finds their own ways of doing these things. Maybe I should move the camera a little, just a second. Just wanted to move the camera to make sure that I fit this into frame. So I'm doing the foot first, and like I said, I'm going to do another video probably that deals more with the anatomy of the foot in different positions and so forth. But this is sort of a classic superhero way of drawing a foot. It's a little hard to explain, but it does have a sort of a triangular section here that comes back and it sort of bends in around the heel. So much of this stuff is just practice and finding your own way that seems to work for you. The lower leg, kind of like the forearm, breaks into, seems to me, two parts, kind of thinner part near the ankle and a more muscular part here near the top. And believe it or not, we maybe are getting close to a usable body in proportion. Let me pull the camera back so you can see what I've got so far. Alright, so we've pulled back here. I've been adding some details here of clothing, a belt, a knife, different stuff like that, just to give you some ideas of how it would look once you've added clothing onto the character. Thanks so much for being patient with me. I know it's been a while since my last video. I finally got some paying work the other day, so you know how that goes. I had to focus on that. But I will never forget my YouTube subscribers, and always want to give a big shout out to those of you who have picked up Miki Falls, my manga series. I've heard from a lot of people in England, people all over the world, who have special ordered the series. I thank you for doing that, and I do hope that you found this video useful. Like I said, I got plenty more to do. Like the one about feet and different stuff like that. Keep the suggestions coming because I do want to make the kind of videos that you all want to see. So thanks again for watching these videos and for subscribing and all that good stuff. I do appreciate your support, and I will hopefully be back with another video for you real soon.